Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Grand Theft Auto 3 100%. In the last part, I finished Patriot Playground, both of Tony's last missions, and now all we got left is Salvatore, cutting the grass.
Leave us alone for a minute. The Colombian cartel is making spank somewhere in Liberty, but we don't know where. And they seem to know everything we're doing before we do. We got us a rat. There's a guy named Curly Bob, works the bar at Luigi's. He's been throwing more money around than he's earning. He ain't pimping or pushing, so he must be talking. He usually gets a taxi home after work, so follow him. And if he's ratting us out, kill him.
Kind of a drastic way of figuring out who's talking. I mean, what if this guy just has a second job? Well, anyway, this is a following mission, or I guess it's a stalking mission, pretty much. Nah, I don't know why, but I've always just found one particular version of this humorous, which was the GTA 4 version, which is basically just, oh hey, just keep yourself 3 cars back. They won't notice you from that far back. It is the normal standard for you Americans. Anyway, we have to wait outside Luigi's Club and then follow this guy's taxi all the way there. It's a bit of a slog, but but don't worry, it is not a very long segment. It's kind of interesting that me kind of like making these videos kind of made me realize a lot of things I didn't realize before about Grand Theft Auto 3. Like, I actually did a cutting through the hype of Grand Theft Auto 3 at one point, and actually was really negative on it, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that I had chosen to primarily do most of my review on the missions, because it's kind of difficult to do reviews of sandbox games sometimes, but whoa shit. But that's really like one thing you can say solidly, because a lot of times with games like this where a big emphasis is on how fun is it to just ensue chaos, it's a bit tricky to actually try to put any kind of measurement on that. I think like this is probably the most I think there's just kind of a quick pace, just kind of very simplistic feel to this game that maybe like San Andreas or Vice City don't have, but I think like a big part of that is just the fact that I had fun learning to memorize the places, so I actually know how to navigate this place exceptionally well. And I'm not sure if that can ever really be recreated, because if a sandbox was created of this size, people would probably say that it's too small. But then again, something the size of GTA 4, GTA 5, they just have... Ooh. Okay, let's just see this.
Here comes our little friend, Mr. Big Mouth himself.
Were you followed? You know what goes on here is our little secret, amigo.
No, I wasn't followed. You got my stuff?
Here's your spank, squealer. Now talk.
Okay, so the Leons are fighting wars on 2 fronts. They're in a turf war with the Triads, with no sign of either side giving up. Meanwhile, Joey Leone has stirred up some bad blood with the Forellis. Every day they're losing men and influence in the city. Salvatore's becoming dangerous and paranoid. He expects everybody and everything.
And with loyalty like yours, what has he possibly got to worry about?
Yep, our old buddy, Catalina, from the beginning of the game, who shot us in the face. Anyway, Curly Bob, the balding man with the big mouth, gotta run his ass down. If you didn't see what he was doing there, he had a shotgun, and had he hit us, there is a great chance my car might have just straight up exploded. Anyway, I believe I was talking about how in new Grand Theft Auto games the maps are huge, but I'm not really sure if that like lends itself to being fun to explore, because maybe this has to do with kind of my sort of unnecessarily set on the goals, I remember like I told someone how I played Persona 4, and he said that's the least fun way to play the game, and I'm like, I know, but it bothers me to know that I'm wasting time. And when I see something as big as, say, Grand Theft Auto 4's map or Grand Theft Auto 5's map, it feels too intimidating to try to really learn.
We should take these Colombian bastards out, but while we're at war with the triads, we ain't strong enough. The cartel has got bottomless funds from pushing that spank crap. If we make an open attack on them, they'll wipe the floor with us. They must be making spank on that big boat that Curly led you to. So we gotta use our heads, or rather one head, your head. I'm asking you to destroy that spank factory as a personal favor to me, Salvatore Leone. If you do this for me, you will be a made man. Anything you want. Go and see 8-Ball. You'll need his expertise to blow up that boat.
Yeah, remember that statement, personal favor. That is, this is not a job. This is you trying to gain favor. And what is like, well, you may just tell me, just like, well, what's the difference? Either way, you go to a mission hub and do something. Well, it's not quite that simple, because this is going to be the first mission we run at cost.
Yo, my man. Salvatore phoned ahead, but a job like this is going to need a lot of fireworks. I'll need $100,000 to cover expenses. But you know, with me, you get a lot of bang for your buck. Come back, brother, when you have the money.
Well, after all the hidden packages we found, yeah, $100,000 is kind of nothing. And we just got more money from my car exploding.
Okay, let's do this then. I can set this baby to detonate, but I still can't use a piece with these hands. Here, this rifle should help you pop some heads.
Alright. And since I have no car, I'm gonna have to walk my way there. But thankfully... Oh, damn it! Neither one of us can climb fences. Okay, well, 8-Ball has an excuse that his hands are fucked. But, oh wait, no, we can take the serial killer van. Okay. I love how, like, 8-Ball is just back there now, just like, yeah, I get to chill in the back now. Give my hands a bit of a rest. Yeah, I got all this leg room here. But anyway, yeah, entering this mission cost me $100,000. The mission is not that difficult, it's just that if you mess it up, and there are a number of ways of messing it up, it's gonna cost you. To perhaps a more casual player, this might be completely crippling. Oh my god, no. Get out. Oh my god, 8-Ball, get away from the van! Get away from the van! You fucking dumb motherfucker! Why were you stuck? Ah! He cost me $100,000! That dipshit! Alright, now I'm gonna take the either safer or much stupider option of going through this tunnel once more. It worked for the trash master, so hopefully the manana over here will work. Actually, I think it's just called the manana because there was no accent on either end. So... Alright. Now we're quite close. Now...
Get a good vantage point, then I'll head in when you fire the first shot.
Now, a very good thing about this mission is that apparently, according to the creators of Grand Theft Auto, Colombians have terrible vision because they can't see us from here. Also, like their alternating color scheme of blue and magenta. Now, both times I've done this before for my previous failed recordings, I've just used a sniper rifle and gotten really easy victories. So this time, I'm going to try a much more ridiculous weapon. Oh, fucking hell, I almost fell. But mechanically, it's about the same. Let's see if I can make these shots. Ah, Jesus. Oh, no. think 8-Ball's gonna get killed. Shit. My fucking hand. Damn it! I should have just stuck with a sniper rifle. Oh, whoa. This is interesting. I didn't realize that, that actually, once you pay for Bomb the Base Act 2 once, you don't have to pay for it again. And I thought that wasn't the case. I remember the PS2 version they did that. Or is that something they adjusted for the PC version? I'd imagine I'd have to pay for 8-Ball's hospital bills. I could probably do this actually with a rocket launcher. Or hell, I could try using it with grenades. I'm sure there's like some run. It's just like, oh, all grenades run. Seems possible, except for like the last mission. And actually, no, like a couple of missions actually. Anyway. Alright. Yeah, you have to be pretty quick on your aim here. I always prefer getting headshots, more because I just like the style of it. But, like, if you try anything besides, like, but the thing is, you can hit them anywhere, and it'll kill them. Oh, by the way, look at this guy's, running animation here. Okay? See how it's reasonable? How he actually has pretty decent speed and looks like he's just out for a light jog? Okay, now see the animation during the cutscene. Majestic. So yeah, that is bombed the base. Personal favor to Salvatore Leone. We sank this entire cruise ship. Oh, sorry, a tanker ship. I think it's just called the tanker, actually. Anyway, now to conclude this part, I'm going to be doing what is so far the most frustrating thing about this entire run-through, which is the Paramedic mission. Now, I have tried this twice already, and in both of my recording attempts, I gave up and said I'd do it off screen. I'm going to show everything I'm doing in this part, but I'm not going to talk about, I'm not going to try to explain what's going on. Instead, I am after the fact just going to explain every possible way you could get screwed, and know that the reason I'm not going to do live commentary for this is because this is one of the hardest missions, if not the hardest mission in the entire game. So I need some concentration. Okay, even though you're in an ambulance, and most gang members should probably at least respect an ambulance, I'm not sure why, but for some reason I kind of get the impression that they should, they can actually pull you out of your car and end your mission. And even if they don't, they will always be shooting at you once they're in your sights. For the triads, it's pretty annoying. It's not the worst, but it is really obnoxious. Police cars will ignore your sirens, so they'll sometimes just ram into you if they happen to be aggressive drivers. Also, regular aggressive drivers will just ram into you because they'll also ignore your sirens. If you're wanted, police officers can pull you out and bust you, which ends the ambulance mission. The ambulance, because of its size, is prone to turning over and catching fire. And you can't even repair the ambulance because paint sprays don't work with ambulances. They say, oh, this car is too hot. If you get bad spawns, it can sometimes be almost impossible to make it from one patient to another because they always give you a fixed amount of time, regardless of how much the actual distance is.
Fuck! God damn it again!
Some patient spawns can be freaking obnoxious to actually get into, such as one that's actually in a basketball court. And sometimes they can spawn in places that are impossible, such as at the edge of a building where they will clip in and become impossible. They'll be perpetually falling, and there's nothing you can do to get them. And if you try to get too close to a patient and slightly tap them, some of them will just instantly die and you'll fail. And probably the most annoying thing about this, at level 11, you get no time for rescuing any of the patients, and the only time you get is the time that you started with and the time you get from picking up the patients. But dropping them off at the hospital, no extra time. Easily for me, the hardest mission in the game. Wow. Finally. I really hope this recording doesn't fail. I'm gonna be so pissed if it did. But this is the reward, and it's something that once you have it, you will so glad that you do, because damn, it is so much. It's like that sign said, don't walk, you run instead. And yeah, going around this way is so much better, and this is the reward for going to level 12 in Paramedic. You never get tired. Now granted, this isn't as beneficial here as much as it is in Vice City, because Tommy in that game has an insane running pace compared to Claude here. But still, like, this is really damn good. Anyway, that's gonna have to be it for this part of Let's Play. Grand Theft Auto 3. Join me next time when we finish up Salvatore's missions. See you guys then.